Hello friends, welcome to Design Shots. I am architect Ajay Gulati, founder and principal architect at Architecture Direction. So over the last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of calls from friends and clients asking me things like, is my home prepared enough for the COVID scenario? Do I need to make changes in my home design or interiors to ensure the virus does not start to incubate in my home? How can I sanitize my home to ensure it is virus free? How can I make my home design more pandemic or lockdown ready for the future and keep it infection free and safe for my family? And these are all valid questions as we are now slowly moving towards opening up of the lockdown and will soon move out of our homes to travel for work, shopping and other activities. And the chances of bringing back the dreaded virus will increase. Now, our homes can be broadly categorized into standalone bungalow type and the floor-wise or the apartment type, and the changes that we might consider can be done on various levels to ensure both the physical health and the mental health of its inhabitants. So when I started to think about the post-COVID home design, I found that a lot of answers were available in our traditional Indian architecture, which is built on the pillars of good ventilation and being close to the nature. And if we combine that style of designing with our modern lifestyle design, we can get a fairly sanitized environment for our homes. In that sense, we can reinvent the traditional courtyard and create an internal landscaped area at the center of our house, where we can have some indoor plants and trees and which have antimicrobial properties, and this open area can keep our home well ventilated too. It is important to know that viruses and bacteria find it difficult to survive in an environment which is high in oxygen and is well ventilated and well lit with natural daylight. For the apartment type homes, this can be achieved by large spanning balconies for each room if possible, and having the same kind of landscape with similar plants there as well. Of course, the various municipal corporations will now have to rethink the building bylaws and keep the balconies free of the covered area clause, which will enable us to have those large balconies. Similarly, like our traditional homes had an entrance porch or a foyer where they washed their hands and feet with water before they entered their homes. So these foyers will become the new norm for all our homes with modern sanitizing gadgets or equipments, and we can have a powder room located close to the foyer to wash and change if needed after coming back home being exposed to public spaces. Our modern design will see another change in the common areas in the apartment type homes. That would be in the stairwell and the lift lobbies, as these are usually located in the least ventilated area of the building to save on the built up area, and these can prove to be the breeding grounds for such viruses. So it would be good if we can ventilate these areas with fresh air if possible and keep them well lit with natural daylight. So coming to the inside of our homes, the design will be most influenced by the new work from home culture, which I feel is here to stay for a very long time. Keeping that in mind, I feel our rooms will become a lot more multifunctional and will have to be designed as such. Some rooms will have to be designed for multiple activities, like maybe the family lobby can be converted into a study area for the kids, or a corner in the bedroom can be converted into a study. There will be a distinct need for a room where one can have a dedicated home office, preferably soundproofed. So the rooms will need to be more adaptable and convertible to suit our various activities. Now there will be changes in the interior design of our homes as well. Since the virus survives in the cold and damp corners of the house, we will have to make changes like maybe rounding off the corners of our rooms. We should avoid coves in the ceilings, maybe have rounded cornices along the false ceilings, have rounded edges for the skirtings of the floor. One of the most important changes as far as interiors of our homes is concerned will be in the materials that we use. You see, the virus finds a very favorable environment to survive on hard, shiny and cold surfaces. So the materials that we now use will have to be soft and porous, like natural wood, soft stones and certain fabrics. And these materials need to be easy to maintain as well. The air conditioning in our homes is one of the major villains, as the virus finds very favorable environment in the AC ducts and on the AC filters? The answer to that is to clean the AC ducts and filters regularly and try and use the air conditioning between 24 and 30 degrees with humidity set at about 60 to 70%. Most importantly, to keep the natural air vent of the AC open as much as possible. I was speaking to a few air conditioning experts and they told me that they're experimenting with giving the filters of the air conditioners a coat of sanitizing liquid which might help. But this is still experimental. The walls of our homes will now need to be painted with antimicrobial paints, which will help. But we need to know that though there are antimicrobial paints, there are no antiviral paints as of now, and corona is a virus. So a quick fix solution to that would be to sanitize our walls using UV lamp at regular intervals. The recent lockdown of about 8 weeks has taught us that just like multifunctional or adaptive rooms, we will now need multifunctional furniture as well, which could prove to be very useful, especially in smaller apartments. We could convert our spaces using these convertible furniture to get more out of our small spaces, and our spaces could be a lot easier to maintain. Technology and Internet of Things. So given the current scenario of COVID spreading through contact, the use of technology and Internet of Things would slowly become the new norm in our homes. Now we all know that COVID virus spreads through contact, so the use of technology and the Internet of Things, that is IoT, will enter our homes in a big way. We may have to use our mobiles to scan our doors to open them, or have voice activated door opening system so that we do not have to touch the handles. Similar technology may be used to open the gates of your residence too. Or maybe have a simpler technology like door paddles to open the door using our feet, or arm pull handles to at least reduce the direct contact. We can also have foot operated wash basin taps in our toilets, especially in the powder room. The most important space where this technology will be used would be in the lifts, where instead of touching the lift panel to key in your floor, we will have a voice activated system to do it for you. Also, home automation will play an important part in reducing the need to touch the switchboards. As we can use our mobiles for voice activated commands to turn off and on various appliances and lights, home automation will enable us to draw the curtains and blinds around the house in a similar manner. This influx can reduce the touch points around the homes, thereby curbing the spread of the virus. Now I understand that all the things we have spoken about so far are sort of long-term solutions to our design response to COVID, and these will be easier to do if we are building a new home or redoing the interiors of our space. So is there a quick fix solution to making our homes a little safer? Well, here are a few tips you can start with. Firstly, you can convert your foyer into a sanitization zone using various fumigation or spray gadgets, easily available in the markets these days. If you live in an apartment style home and do not have a foyer, you can use the space immediately outside or inside of your main door and create a temporary sanitization area using glass partitions or shower curtains maybe. Secondly, you can get your air conditioning ducts cleaned and sanitized and start using AC between 24 to 27 degrees with humidity set to 60 to 70%. And you can also sanitize your filters using sodium hypochlorite or other available sanitizers. Thirdly, try and open your windows at least once every day to let in fresh air and increase the oxygen content inside your homes. Next, please bring in some indoor plants into your homes. They will not only improve the air quality but also brighten up your interiors. Now we cannot do much about the floor, wall and the ceiling surfaces, as that would require massive change in your interiors. But there is a way to treat your surfaces as well. You can buy a UV lamp and use it to sanitize your floors and walls and other surfaces such as kitchen counters, tabletops, etc. You need to know that you have to use the UVC type of lamp and make sure that you're well protected, as UVC is harmful to your skin. So there you have it. Those were my views on the post-COVID response to the design and interiors of homes. There was a time when it was said that the world is your oyster. But in the last couple of months, the oyster itself has become our world. I hope we can keep it safe. Please do drop in a like, show some love and subscribe to Design Shots. Thank you.